All right, let's jump right in. If you're a developer trying to lock down your software and prevent unauthorized copying, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down the fundamentals of remote protection inside PC Guard. It's a really powerful way to lock your application to a specific user's computer. So let's get started.
So here's the game plan. We'll start with the big picture. What exactly is remote protection? Then we'll pop the hood and see how the machine locking actually works. After that, we'll look at it from your user's point of view, covering activation and demo modes. We'll also get into managing licenses after they're activated. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you'll want to remember.
So, what is all this, really? Well, at its core, remote protection is all about solving that age-old problem. How do you stop one person from buying one copy of your software and installing it on a dozen different computers? The whole idea is to create this secure one-to-one link between your software and a user's machine. The process kicks off the very first time a user runs your protected app. They'll be greeted with an activation dialog, and that's really the gateway to getting everything up and running.
So how does the system know the difference between, say, your laptop and your desktop? It all comes down to two key pieces of information: the site code, which is like a name tag for your application, and the machine ID, or the MID code. You put those two together, and you get a unique digital fingerprint for every single computer. This is the foundation of the whole lock, making sure a license for one machine just won't work on another.
Okay, so we know it creates a unique fingerprint, but how does it actually do that? This brings us to machine locking, which is the process of literally tying your software to the user's specific hardware and software setup.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The lock isn't just one thing. Think of it more like a combination lock. It's made up of different parameters. And the best part is, as the developer, you get to choose exactly which ones to use to build that strong, unique machine ID.
You've got 7 different locking parameters to play with here. A couple of them are software-based, like the hard drive's volume ID, but the other 5 are tied directly to physical hardware. We're talking about things like the network card's MAC address or the processor's ID. You can mix and match these to fine-tune how strict that lock is, letting you balance really tight security against a little bit of flexibility for your users if they, say, upgrade their hardware. And you get even more granular control. The application signature makes sure this lock is only for your program. You can flag a parameter as mandatory, which means if the system can't read it for some reason, the app just won't run. Or you could flag a parameter as changeable to allow for minor hardware swaps, like someone getting a new network card, without forcing them to reactivate. It's a fantastic way to balance security with a good user experience.
Okay, so our application is locked down to a machine. Now what? What does the user actually see? Let's walk through that activation process and also look at how you can offer a trial period with something called demo mode.
The process is really just a simple, secure exchange. The user fires up the app and gets their unique site and MID codes. They send those over to you. You then use your activation generator to create a matching activation code. The user pops that code in and boom, the application is permanently unlocked on their machine. It's like a secure digital handshake. Now, by default, that activation is required right away on the very first run, but you don't have to force users into a buy before you try situation. By just enabling demo mode, you can give them a fully functional trial period, which lets them really kick the tires and evaluate your software before they commit.
Demo mode is also super flexible. You can set up trials to last for a certain number of days, or maybe a maximum number of times the app can be run. And, if a potential customer is on the fence and just needs a little more time, you can easily issue a special activation code to extend their trial. It's a great little tool to help close a sale.
But the journey doesn't just stop once the software is activated. PC Guard gives you a whole set of robust tools for managing the entire license lifecycle, giving both you and your users a ton of control long after that initial activation.
First up, license removal. This feature lets a user securely deactivate the software on their machine. When they do this, a unique removal code gets generated. Now, this code is super important. It's basically their receipt, their proof that the license is no longer active on that computer. This frees it up to be used somewhere else.
License transfer then builds right on top of that idea. It creates a really seamless way for users to move their license when they get a new computer. It securely deactivates the license on the old machine and at the same time generates a brand new activation code that only works on the new one. This completely prevents any kind of sneaky duplication.
But what if you don't want a permanent one-and-done license? For things like subscriptions or software rentals, you can use limited licenses. You can set them to expire after, say, 30 days or 100 runs, or even on a specific date. Once that limit is hit, The software just asks for a new activation code. It's perfect for any kind of recurring revenue model. And finally, there's license extension, which is incredibly powerful. Let's say you want to unlock a new set of features for a customer who just upgraded their plan. Well, instead of making them do a full reactivation, you can just issue a special license extension code that updates their existing license right on the fly. You know, a really crucial part of all these management features is the user experience. You don't want to be interrupting their workflow all the time. By enabling the special key pop-up option, the activation dialog will only appear when the user specifically asks for it, for example by holding down the Shift key when they launch the app. It's a small detail, but it makes a huge difference in usability.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. Let's wrap things up with a quick summary of the most important things to remember about remote protection.
So, in a nutshell, you lock your app to a machine using a unique digital fingerprint. The user activates it by trading those IDs for a special code. You can offer a flexible try-before-you-buy period with demo mode. And once it's activated, you have a whole suite of tools to manage that license, whether you need to remove it, transfer it, limit it, or extend it. It's a complete system for managing the entire license lifecycle.
And there you have it, a look at the basics of remote protection. As you can see, the whole system is built for flexibility, letting you really tailor the security to fit your exact needs. So the final question to think about is, which of these features are you going to implement first to protect your software? Thanks for watching.